Hello, creatures, critters, cryptids, etc. Welcome to Monday. Moist Monday. It's back. Trying different playlists todays than I usually do. Let's see if it gets me DMCA'd or not. It's relaxing SNES music. Ooh. We'll see how it goes. Let me know if it's too loud. It's probably fine. But yeah. Midas Zoan, anyone else out there, hope everyone's doing well. Hopefully I sound fine. It seems like I'm quieter than usual. I'm just not talking as loud as I usually do. Honk. Right, I believe so. Skate park or fire station. I think skate park was the oldest one I have here. We'll do that one next. Seems our little town's going up in the world. Muckingham Skate Park has been chosen to host the next county championships. Ordinarily, it leaves the Solon's types to roll around their own fills, as is their wont. But if it's getting into papers and on TV, we can't have people seeing all that grime and funny writing. We want you to hit it with everything you've got. Alright, let's hit it with everything we've got. Loading level. Welcome to the skate park. It is quite gross. Anyone ever explain to you what kind of compounds they use for structures such as these? Is it some kind of polymer? I don't know. The bowl for cereal. Did you know? You eat cereal out of this. Also, Twitch did a lovely thing. Right when I was about to hit the button to transition to being properly live, it was like, oh, we're gonna run ad break now. And it's just like, oh, okay. Thanks, I guess. Soccer ball. Be gone, soccer ball. Or don't. I'm not your mom. Wait, how's everyone doing? Hey, Dimension. Oh, your power got shut off? Ew. Because then he has that UPS, right? How did it hold up? Yeah, that sounds about right, if you got a good quality one. I have my modem and router on it too, so like, unless the actual internet goes out too, it doesn't like completely kill me off, and I have time to wrap stuff up on my own. Yeah. What brand is it? Because I have cyber power ones, but they haven't been very good lately. Hey Dolph. Hello Dolph. And Maya's got an APC, but it like squeaks at him constantly. So it's like the newer ones seem like they're all kind of bad. Like I ended up getting a new battery for like an old ass cyber power I have because, oh my god, that was blinding. Because the new ones are just like really bad. Golden Mate. That's not a name I've heard of before. I'll have to keep that in mind. But yeah, I had gotten a newer cyber power. Because I had an old cyber power that the battery died, and I was just like, you know, I'll just get a new cyber power because this one's like 10 years old. Because its battery literally lasts for 10 years. And I got a new one, and the new one's battery would always die within a year. Like, it was real bad. Like, we replaced the battery twice, and both times it died really fast. So we just replaced the old one's battery instead, and it's been lasting for a hot minute. Problem with Super Nintendo music is that, like, because apparently, like, their mom had a Super Nintendo except for me, like, everyone's covered the music and, like, made fake copyright claims all over all of the music for Super Nintendo games. I was a Genesis kid. I did have an NES, though, because the Master System, like, did not exist here. As far as I've never known of anyone who had I didn't know anyone who had a Master System. I never even knew about the Master System until, like, a few years ago. Everyone I knew had a Genesis. I knew, like, one person with a Super Nintendo. Schools holds the capacitor drains. Well, the capacitor shouldn't be drained for this thing Midas has. Like, it's yeah. I would hope not, anyway. The penis. Oh no. Yeah, I don't have a problem. Like, for a while, the power's been pretty stable here. It used to be the power went out constantly here. But it's been pretty stable for a while, but we still have the problem where the water just goes out for a while at random. There's always something wrong with the water. Like, right now, the water's pressure is extremely inconsistent. I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done anything about it. Boil wine is what I do when I'm being squeezed by a snake. I mean, what? Oh, wow. Why? Okay, so the power company fucked up. That's interesting. Probably a lot of Super Nintendo games I haven't played that are still worth checking out. I, of course, had our Lord and Savior Z-SNES when I was younger. That was how I played most Super Nintendo games once I even found out it existed. Zoen's wines are the best wines. Here's, like, what? How long? Like, does it just never rain this town? Like, it's for real. how's it possibly... How does anything get this dirty? Much graffiti. I wonder if graffiti has the same root word as like graphite. Graphite. Yeah, by the way, Mice has been getting into streaming. He streams Raw of Art as a new Resident Evil game over the last couple days. That's been pretty neat. Check him out. He streams when I'm not streaming. We probably could stream at the same time. Like, our internet could definitely handle it, but then, you know, I don't really want to compete with him. I mean, I guess creatures can hang out in both at the same time, but, like, kind of hard to pay attention to, like, two streams at once pretty well. That just becomes background cacophony eventually. Or you can be like me, where I have, like, at least 3 streams up, and I'm listening to music, and I'm in a voice call. I do that sometimes. That's when I'm in, like, sometimes I get in, like, a weird mood where I just need, like, extreme stimulation going on, and so I need, like, all this stuff happening. But the problem that comes from that is I don't have enough monitors. I only have 2 monitors. I need to get a third monitor. I mean, I know of creatures who have lurked in my chat while streaming themselves. I don't know how the fuck they do it. But, like, I've known a few that have done that. Like, So, I could never, I don't know how I don't think I could ever, like, stream and lurk in someone else's stream at the same time. Like, I don't think that would be something I would ever be capable of, but... Honk. The Chrono Trigger honks. Someday I plan to do a playthrough of Chrono Trigger where I get all endings. I had that as a incentive for my charities a couple of times, but that never ended up getting picked up. I also occasionally had incentive of playing through some Mega Man games. But no one was particularly interested in that either, apparently. Let me tell you, as a Mega Man hater, I don't blame him. Yeah, Lenore's who I was thinking of, Dolph. I don't know how she does it. So because, like, she's drawing, so she's, like, already focusing on that too, right? Like, usually she's drawing. Zafu. Vector. Imagine if it was just like a mass equation back there. Like, just like a physics vector system. Yeah, maybe. Very powerful, is all it is. Oh, there's a backside of this wall I guess I have to clean too. Ramp. Got like stuck. Okay, how's everyone enjoying the first Monday of March? Macro Moist March, as they call it. I mean, how in the heck do you make a slope out of concrete? I like how yesterday when I made myself extremely large, but I did it by just enlarging the scene of my VTuber like super big, so it just made it really pixelated. You could see every pixel. It's crunchy. Crunchy. There's a crunching of the pixels. They're delicious. Everyone should have a delicious pixel. Cover your sandwich in delicious pixels. This wall is like got two sides. Whoever heard of a wall that has two sides? That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's ever happened before. Oh. Up. Insist. Yep. Let me up. Up. Ha. Rhyme. How dare you? You thought you could escape me? Foolish. Always clean from the bottom up. Cleans the bottom first, and then you cleans the top and let all the juices drip down to the freshly clean bottom. Also how sex works. So I'm told. The cool ass, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You ever seen such a cool ass in your life? I don't believe it. I am rinsing and shining and making everything clean. Except for my mouse. My mouse is not clean. Mouse, not mouse. My pie hole. My mouse isn't a problem. My mouse pad, or my desk pad mat, just like it's grody all the time somehow, despite my efforts. Very easy. Doesn't help there's a cat. Cats cause all problems. Occasionally, I had to do that like fucking constantly when I was a kid. Like, I feel like I would use it for half a day and it would just be full of dust, and that's probably because no one ever cleaned in my house. My family does not clean. They actually would sometimes make fun of me for vacuuming like my place ever. Like that's the kind of attitudes they have for cleaning. Is this loser? He likes to not have dust and dirt everywhere. Ugh. But yeah, so I would have to open up the mouse and pull out like wound up balls of dust and fluff constantly. Like most days, at least once. Clean 7 days a week. And you've been Sir Midas. It's better than it's better now than it ever was when I was a kid. Yeah. Freaking. I'll let her walk on this wall. I don't like that. Why is this wall illegal content? I was able to walk on the other wall. What makes this one special? The damn ladder blocks the cleaning of the wall. Messed up. There's two different walls. What's wrong with this one? Oh, this shit. That's what's wrong. I don't know, I mean, graffiti, like, a skate park without graffiti is weird to me. Like, I feel like even during, like, the X Games and shit when I was a kid, like, the skate park still had some graffiti around. Like, that's just part of their personality. Having a graffiti-less skate park is like just a fake skate park. It's a fake. It's a fake. It's a fake. I might need to turn that sound up a bit more. It's pretty quiet. Pretty quiet clip in general anyway. Cause this gate is stinky. Way to be impossible to clean, asshole. Have you considered not being a gate? Yeah, DS9. I love that. Like, I quote it all the time, and I finally, Maya's found the sound clip for me, and I just, like, recorded it off of YouTube. It's such a, like, I quote that so much. A bench is a long-ass bench, holy shit. You ever seen a bench this long? Oh my years. It has like little paw prints, and we're trying to destroy that, are we? Questionable. Are we the baddies, actually? You'd have to tell me it's just a generic smattering of relaxing SNES music, and I do not have much familiarity with the Super Nintendo library, so I can try to figure it out. Let's see. This is FF5, definitely. So what came before FF5? It said Secret of Mana, Phantom and a Rose is what it says is the thing that came prior. So that might be your answers there. Okay, generally I don't have much familiarity with the Super Nintendo soundtrack. I did not grow up with it. I'm only as good as I am at like Link to the Past because I did a ton of randomizers of it. There is, but we're talking about 4 hours of songs. It's a lot to sift through. And I have to know what's around it, too. But, like, the fact I happen to recognize the FF5 underwater music meant I could look for what came just before it. Interesting, because I was wanting to play through, before I ended up playing through all of the Dragon Quest games instead, I was actually planning to play through all of the Final Fantasy games. And turns out, might not actually like Final Fantasy games all that much. I've played through all of them at one point or another, except for like 13. But yeah, it's just whenever I think about playing like most Final Fantasies again, I'm just like, ugh. Like if someone was like, "Hey, go play through Dragon Quest 1 again," I'd be like, "Hell yeah, give me like 5 minutes, I'll do that." But like plays your Final Fantasy 1 again, I'm like, really? You know? Because I tried doing that. I was going to do the retro streams for Final Fantasy 1, and I just, like, I did, like, 2 sessions, and I was just like, hey, Dragon Quest. I did that instead. Bench of galleries. There we go. I mean, like, 7 was my first Final Fantasy, and it was basically my introduction to the whole, genre. And then I also played 8, I played 9, I played Legend Dragoon, which, I think on the PS1 is probably my favorite of that kind of RPG, though, I never beat it because I kind of just generally putter out on any RPGs after a while, which is why streaming helps, but even so, like, I still just putter out on them. Just also do the solo class subset and the party combo subset. Oh my god. I'm already doing I have my project set going on right now, which is Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 on the PS2. So that's my project set right now. So that's going to take like probably half a year to do. Hey Zara, I've got one half of Filzy sidecar. If you can fit us in, I can run it up to you if that helps. There's one thing I know about concrete, it's that it likes to be as flat as possible. Unlike bellies. Would you consider Meridian music to be calming, relaxing music? I don't think I would. It's more of like a dread music to me. I think whoever made this playlist is, wrong. Oh my gosh, shush. I knew you were gonna say... I knew someone was gonna say that. Oh, okay. I see how it's delineated the floors. That's interesting. The gallery. Why is this a gallery? I guess because it has a bench. Is this a bench? I thought... Oh, this is the shittiest seat right here. Like, yeah, I can see everything going on. But, actually, all these seats are kind of bad. Except for, like, right here, maybe. But I thought this was, like, a giant picnic table this whole time. Still... Pixel hunt. Imagine if water was real. Wouldn't that be cool? In a world where a liquid exists, one Yinglet decided it was gonna clean everything. That would terrify you. All water just means, any water existing just means Subnautica is real. Hey Tyrion, how you doing? Is that a tennis racket? Or is it a balloon? I think it was a tennis racket, but it also looked like it was a quivering balloon. Pause? What else is art we're destroying? Terrible. That skate park floor is going to take a hot minute. There's so much floor. So much floor in the skate park. I recognize this music because I played ActRaiser not that long ago. It's like a thing someone can actually use. It seems like it's just asking to break your neck. Arch. I guess just an arch. I assumed it was like an object you would ride around on in a big circle, but probably just decorative. Oops. Hit the dreaded left click. Stop spraying, oh no. It's really funny, like, besides like jumping on a white base, I didn't know any like Gundam memes. And after Midas and I started watching Gundam, we just started seeing the memes everywhere. And like people who never even normally talk about Gundam would literally just start talking about something that was extremely relevant to what we had just watched. It was very weird. I know there's like a name for that effect, for like when you start noticing stuff that like got brought up recently, but it was still just like everyone was spying on us. Who quartered this pipe? This gunk is a bit annoying to get off. How do you quarter a pipe? What kind of regulations are around quartering a pipe? That isn't part of the quarter pipe. Quarter pipe, gone. You're clean. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge your cleanliness. I tell you. There we go. The cat's not lumped today, which is surprising. He's just been laying on top of the bed. He normally becomes lump. Still need to get a second webcam so I can have a cat cam up for when he's onto bed. Just where am I gonna stick it? I have so much shit on my screen. I need to like redo my layout entirely. Figure out what needs to stay and go. Lopen cam will be replaced by PB cam. When PB's around. Probably what it would have to be. Okay. Time for half pipe 2, or quarter pipe 2. We quartered it again. Tell your friends. The sequel, the quarter pipe. You get 2 quarter pipes, you get another quarter pipe. Actually. Buy 2, get 1 free. Quarter pipes are on sale. They're going fast. They're hot, hot, hot. This floor is too big. The problem with the floor being, like, literally this whole area is that, like, if there's a pixel of dirt you have to find, good luck. Okay, I prefer when it's more, put into more, like, smaller chunks. Of course, then you run into the problem of, like, which chunk is the chunks that's not done. Like, with all the various beams and shit on the houses. Don't stare directly into the sun. Yeah. I need a stronger hose. Means I need more stores. You know, Zoen, I remember when Midas and NB Rage at the same time, having played RA9, and you're like, oh, are you playing it co-op? And it's like, man, they should have made that game co-op. That would have been neat. Every game should be co-op. Midas mentions there's an RE5 remake coming out, which I'm hoping will still be co-op like the original was, because then we can play that together. That'd be fun. I think he always wanted to play original RE5 with me co-op, but like I had played it co-op so many times at that point that I was just like sick of playing it by the time he wanted to play it. The hopping good time. Don't make me get my ladder from way over here, where I left it because I was tired of it existing. Missed a spot. Oh no. How you doing, Riven? I'm allowed to walk on this wall. Why am I sometimes allowed to walk on the walls and sometimes not? Very weird. How's this wall missing that much? What do you mean? How's this wall combined is over here? Just got home from work, hell yeah. It's kind of funny, like, so I work from home, but I live near my office because, you know, when I moved here, I didn't know that we would just be working from home permanently. And whenever someone finds out, like, how close I live to his office, they're like, oh, you must go in his office all the time, right? I'm like, no. Why would I go into the office? Like, what benefit would that bring me over not going to the office? Yeah, we're going to sell the building, but the sale fell through. Because whoever wanted to buy it wanted to like turn it into like apartments, which like is a good thing in my opinion. But you know, rezoning a space that has always been commercial isn't just something you just do flippantly. You know? And so, like, they realize that there's more to turning something into apartments than just going, poof, your apartments. So, it didn't work out. Wave your magic wand. Skip all the bureaucracy. Only we're so simple. Well, I guess it is, but only if you're hurting someone. Then you can just do whatever the fuck you want and no one ever stops you, but we won't get into that. Be clean, upper floor. You can do it. Be clean. You can ding for me. Do it. There we go. Yeah, go for it. I mean, you're always allowed to talk to me in DMs. That's not something you should have to ask. Oh no. Mario RPG is one of those games too where I've played a little bit of it, but I never beat it. Like it's basically just like most of the SNES library. If it wasn't like Link to the Past or Mario World, which like y'all watch me beat Mario World. Not that I was particularly good at it, but like, it's not like the number of Super Nintendo games I've like actually beaten is very low. Monorails. Provide to me your secrets. The secrets of not being dirty anymore. I still need to ask Vasali what Yinglet smell like. Or get someone who knows Vasali better than I do to ask what Yinglet smell like. Hey, what does that washer of yours work on hedges? An odd question. He was a dirtist, but I don't really know how to hit it. Like, it looks like. There we go. So the reason Yinglet's, what Yinglet smell like is ever in my mind is because of the one I think it was a field guide where mentions like it just mentions the words Yinglet smell, and I'm just like, what is Yinglet smell? What? Tell me more about this. Fun box. Suppose they called me back in college. No, they didn't. Oh, that particular page was from like a year ago at this point. But yeah, there's been a few pages that came out. Like, also, it tries to get out about like 4 of them per month, it seems like. There's like 3 pages in a field guide or something. We have learned about sand spurs, but worse. But yeah, you never walk barefoot through grass in Florida because you never know if there's like a little plant there that releases seeds called sand spurs, which are spiky, and they're meant to cling onto the fur of creatures, but you know, if you step on one, you're stepping on a little spiky ball, and it does not feel great. It hurts, actually. It will poke into you. Not that we have even what you would call grass anyway, we just have blades of bullshit. I think my parents managed to get rid of all the sand spurs that were in their yard eventually, but like I remember that even being a problem at my parents' house forever. Like you just never went outside barefoot when I was a kid. Not roll into grass. That was a recipe for pain. Fun box, more like a bullshit box. There we go. How far is that from me? Not too far. I remember one time I made the mistake of actually walking to my local Publix instead of driving there, which was like it was a good half-hour walk. Because my eyes likes walking to like long distances. I like walking, but no, I don't like going anywhere. I just like walking, if that makes sense. But he likes walking like to an actual location instead of just walking for the sake of walking. And so we went there, we bought some non-perishables, and the sidewalk, so it had 2 sidewalks leading out of it. One sidewalk led to a dead end with some like shrubbery and bushes and shit. And then the other one like led to the actual sidewalk as it exists, which in Florida is barely the actual sidewalk to cross the extremely busy road. And so of course, me being the impatient bullheaded creature I am, I just like barged through the bushes, just giving no fucks, and just like, I don't even think I was wearing my jeans at that point, because I think my jeans, I think I was between jeans because my jeans had ripped, and I was like, I just had like some cargo shorts, and somehow I did not rip the shit out of the cargo shorts that time. The cargo shorts actually got ripped to shit by a dog instead. And I've not been able to find a decent replacement for them since, so I've been shortless for like years at this point. Like I have some shorts, but they're like the only kind of shorts you can find anymore is the ones that go below the knee, and I hate that. It makes me feel, one, it's just not how shorts are supposed to be, but two, it makes my movement feel really restricted. I don't like wearing them. Like, when I did wear them just to go on a plane, I would actually, like, hike them up and then, like, fold them in half at the belt line so that they would stay up. It's true. My stubbornness can't be hampered much, if anything. Even the federal government is dealing with my stubbornness right now. Because, if something's just mildly too inconvenient for me, I'll just say fuck it and not do it. And, after I filed my taxes, they, like, sent me a letter going, we're not going to send you your tax return unless you log into our website and give us, your bank info, because I always get my return by check. They don't like transmitting my bank info electronically. So I tried to log into their website, the IRS website, which it uses a thing called ID Me, and I thought was ID Me for like literally like 2 days before giving up on trying to do that because it just doesn't work. Their shit just doesn't work. So I looked it up, and it turns out that they'll actually send me the paper check anyway in like 6 weeks. So I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just wait. I don't think women's shorts would fit me, like, very well because I am taller and, at the moment, somewhat more orbular than I would prefer. So that might be a hard sell to get women's shorts that fit me. Plus, like, do they have pockets these days? Because, like, the reason I wear cargo shorts is because, like, you know, I have my phone and my wallet and my keys, and I like to have them separate, like, I had the cargo shorts that had, like, a zipper pocket and a Velcro pocket. My phone went into the Velcro pocket so that it was easier to access, and my wallet went into the zipper pocket so it was harder for someone to, like, pickpocket me. And, I have not been able to find that sort of combination anymore. Or if I do, it's like the tiniest pocket you've ever seen in your life. Get like one of those purses you can just clip to your belt. It's the little mini purses. Like almost a handbag, I guess. Oh, okay. I don't think I'm quite old enough to wear a fanny pack yet. Probably give me another 10 years. When I'm approaching 50, I can get away with whatever the fuck I want. That's how I look at it. But I think part of the problem too is just I still present pretty masculine in meat world. So, because I'm mostly just too lazy to do what's needed to present otherwise. I have so many things I need to do, and that's just like one of the things on the list. This corner ramp, it sure is. Pull a corner ramp. Did you know? That you are clean. That's what I knew it was going to happen. There's like dirt somewhere on this fucking floor. Here we go. I don't know. Dirt somewhere on this fucking floor. Anywhere. Spread out all over the place. Good luck finding it. Even hitting tab, like, wherever it is, it's not sticking out enough for me to see it. Okay. Walls. Walls did I not clean? Well, that was the first thing I did. This wall. Oh. That wasn't even the wall I was going for. Are you dirty? Up there. What's the problem, man? Your dirt. Tell me about your dirt. Alright, I'm getting the ladder. I'm getting me mallet. Aha. It's a soccer ball. Football. Great job, Dirt Finder. Scrubbed up kind of neat, didn't it? Beats me how you do it all. That was just a jet of angry water. Not that folks seem grateful I'm getting so far as gas from the baggy pants brigade. Claims that I don't look sick no more, which was surely the point. What? Incorrect. Okay. Where's the shop? What do I need for the super duty? 90 stars. I have 55. That's a bit away. Do I have the long distance extension? Might as well buy that. This looks like I'm gonna be stuck with this one for a while, so. I don't foresee myself ever using the soap nozzles. Oh, I'm like trying to sarcasm. That's cleans his motorbike. You may have seen some pics of my hubby and I becomes the first sidecar to completes the 24-hour Great Plains Challenge. Everyone thought the tracks were just too bumpy and 24 hours in the seat too restrictive, but it was no problem at all. When I got uncomfortable, I just took my hands off the throttle for a second and gave them a shake. It's a brutal 5-hour river section sure took it out as the sidecars. Okay, clean it up. By the way, Bobby wondered if you knew any chiropractors. Okay, you gotta get that reputation. Probably don't. Tension on right now. My car's so small. I guess you could sit in that, but man. Bing. Oh, we're back on our tires. Mud God. Mud God, the most important job. Like, there should be like, I don't know, there should be like some kind of like fantasy like guards. It's just the mud guard. I don't know what they'd be guarding against exactly, but I just like mud guards. Amuses me. Hey, Silent House, how you doing? Welcome to Moist Monday. Indicator. Sprays that water right up the exhaust, hell yeah. Engine clean, yes, that's what happens when you spray water into it. Right? Good for it. Dashboard. Why not clean? Ah. Swinging arm. Exactly, Dolph. Spokes. Are the spoke sets spoken for? Hey, don't suppose you have time to fit in my poor little Trixie to you. She's all mucked up. I forgot I was wearing that awful, like, Christmas outfit. Great job on the sidecars. Never looked better. Time to go in for the Appalachian Way Mega Run now. It's always been Bobby's dream. Now we can clean the SUV. My poor SUV. Look at the state of it. Drops the kids off at the play school, and the police had closed the National Park Drive for some reason, so I had to double back over the dirt tracks to get home. Trixie wasn't built for roads like that. Please help her look all cutesy again. Zuck, suck, suck, suck. Hey, that's just, oh, that's a little soft. Quick stars from cleaning cars. Other vehicles. Definitely would not strip all the paint off. Which is doing that Zang derogatory again. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh me. Can I finish clean this before the dreaded ad break? We're on a race. Can I do it? Focus all my efforts. So close. Why do you have dirt? Let's not clean that. Bonnet to boot in brake light. We did it. Just in time, baby. Everyone take a stretch break, get some water. I'll see you soon. Wow. Hello everybody, welcome back. Hello to Dio. Thank you so much for the raid. How's everyone doing? How did Sonic 3 and Knuckles do you? You actually got the Knuckles raid notification, but it was on break, so I don't know if it showed up. Guys, welcome to Moist Monday. Oh, she looks so beautiful. It's just time for my afternoon catch-up with the girls. Thanks muchly, Zakshash. Oh, I read that. Oh no, it's a fire station time. Wait, did you beat it? I imagine you probably beat it. It's not exactly a long game if you've played it before, and you seemed like you were blasting through it. We're all wet squigglers, it's true. Our fire station is as mucky as a pig pen. Ordinarily, we just break out a few crates of the cold stuff and let the strong arms and hoses have it. But what was being sent here is there and everywhere in search of the mayor's dang cat. We just don't have the time. I send you from the lower branches of an oak tree, a great river that I can already see has no cat in it. Your name came highly recommended. Thanks, Denver. That was 99 lives, damn. On. Looks like it's gonna be Grody. Well, you had Supersonic by like the second level. I do not know where enough rings are to do that. Like, I know you can get I think you can get Hypersonic like all on Mushroom Hill Zone or whatever it's called, like the first Knuckles and Knuckles level. You can just get Hypersonic immediately because there's like more than 7 rings there, I guess. But hell if I know where any of them are. I know where like 2 of them are. Oh no. Yeah, and you weren't just doing the special stages, you were like doing the perfect runs. Which I've done once. I did it for Sonic Mania. I did all her special stages was a perfect run. Was a lot of practice. Oh, I did. Yeah, that's why I'm decent at blue spheres now, is because I did that. Like, I was terrible at blue spheres before that. I remember as a kid, so here's the fun thing, as a kid, I played Sonic 3 and Knuckles on a black and white TV, because that's all I had. Well, originally just Sonic 3, and Knuckles hadn't come out yet, but, yeah. I played it on a black and white TV. Made it a little bit hard to do the, blue sphere thing. Not impossible, because they are a slightly different shade, but it was not easy. And then we found a Game Genie, and it stopped being a problem. Because Game Genie had a code where one blue sphere is enough. But as long as we were able to figure out which one was a blue sphere, that's all we needed. All that mattered. Good times. I'm good with green spheres. Is that right, Midas? Actually has a sticker someone drew for me, so I don't think I ever add to my Discord server. Here we go. I'm good with green spheres. And of course, we've all seen the Dragon Belly quest backgrounds. Yeah, I think I'm going to diversify the games I'm streaming a little bit. So like Monday's, of course, Moist Monday for the moment. I think I'm going to dedicate a day to going back to Sonic Adventure 2. Doing more on that. And then I'm probably going to try to start dedicating a day to Mario 64 ROM hacks again. Because it's been a while. The problem is that I played decades later, and every other Mario 64 ROM hack has just been like a pale in comparison to decades later. And I haven't enjoyed these like giant collaborative Mario 64 ROM hacks. Like I like B3313 enough, so it was kind of more like just almost playing Chaos Edition in a way. But like Multiverse and there were a couple others like that I just didn't like very much. I did like the one I kept jokingly calling Deltarune. I don't remember which ones that was anymore. It was the one I kept jokingly calling Deltarune. That one was pretty good. I had a couple of asshole levels, but overall it was pretty good. This was before Chapter 3 came out when I played that one, and I was just like, oh my god, Deltarune Chapter 3? I got it early. Oh man. Spears are pretty good. Hey Jinpu, welcome. How was Harvest Moon? At least that was what you were doing last I saw. How did Harvest Moon treat ya? Did you successfully plant your seeds? Welcome everybody to Moist Monday. Whereas Zoan mentioned, we're all wet squigglers. Yeah, Harvest Moons are kind of grindy. I think Harvest Moon 64 has a glitch to like max out skills using like the tavern. I remember seeing Ozzer Blues doing that when he did the retro achievements for it at some point. But like, yeah, they're grindy. I mean, it's the grandfather of Stardew Valley after all. I am winning. I've never liked the, like, your character gets tired and you only have so much time to do stuff, like mechanic of Harvest Moon and Stardew Valley. Like, that's always been kind of my, like, it goes against the way I like to play those kinds of games, unfortunately. Because why the multiplayer works better, because then I can, like, just do what I want to actually do and someone else can take care of the stuff that you also have to do that I'm not currently doing. But it's like, you know, it's like you either get the choice of like you get to take care of the farm, or you get to go into the dungeon, or you get to like do this or that. Like, you can't just do all of it, and that always just stresses me out too much. And the days are just so fucking short. Like, that's the other problem too, is like, it just doesn't feel like you have enough time to do anything. What's up with this fan? Is it just like that grimy? Because that's just my, my inabilities to cope with things. Oh, is night just endless in Harvest Moon? That's interesting. So you don't, like, get too exhausted and get forced to fall asleep and, like, lose half your shit because you fell asleep in the middle of nowhere? And then wake up feeling shitty and not having any energy because you ran out of times the day before? That means you can still, like, plant and stuff at night? Like, so you basically just have to, like, deal with whenever... I assume, like, shops close eventually, so, like, that's really your limiter, I assume? I think there's also, like, an energy mechanic still, because I think when you were playing it, I saw your character, like, trying to break a rock and then, like, yawning or something. We're jumping onto wall base. Ah! Oh, okay. That's funny. That sounds a lot less restrictive than actually. That's interesting. I would have expected an older game to be more restrictive rather than less. feel like I don't usually see fire stations with this small of a garage door. These are just huge. Days zip by super fast. That's weird. I don't know. I mean, it was yeah, it was. Is that the first Harvest Moon's the Super Nintendo one? I guess they just did their best. I think part of it too is just like I already have dealing with the complexities of time management in real life. I don't really want to have that in a video game. It's also why I don't like making decisions when I'm off of work and try to get Midas to make decisions, because I make decisions all day as part of my job and I don't want to make decisions anymore once I'm off of work. But the problem is Midas is a very indecisive creature, so it becomes a little bit of a conflict there sometimes. Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I kept voting for as a slime time, right? Is that the same vote? Or is this a different vote? Oh, it's a different vote, okay. Oh, okay. I don't remember if I voted in that one or not. I do check your Discord sometimes, but I'm not the best at keeping up with Discords besides my Discord. Which probably is the case for most creatures that run a Discord. Unless you have, like, infinite social battery, which I don't. I have negative social battery. I guess that makes sense. It's, you know, good to keep yourself busy. Why, when I take a vacation after my charity marathons, I usually just end up streaming anyway, and just streaming more, because it's just like, well, I'm not at work, and like I'll go for like a walk and go to restaurants and stuff, but otherwise the rest of the day is just like, well, play a video game, might as well stream it, I guess, you know? Like, that's basically what it boils down to every time. Hey, how's Trick? Still love spraying your jet around? How's Tricks is such a weird saying that I haven't heard in forever. Nearly missed out on another RV today. Is this what this thing was uglier than a chihuahua chewing a wasp, but it would have been my little wasp chewing a chihuahua. Yeah?
Den filmen just subscribed for 15 års.
Hey Delphi, thanks so much for 15 years. 15 whole years. The lady sounded pretty quiet there. I don't know if she was particularly audible to y'all. The text-to-speech. If she was quiet, I can turn her up. I kind of just had to, like, vibe the settings. Exactly. It's 15 years ago is about when Twitch first started existing. Because it was just in TV for a while, but I think that was around when they had that branch split off. Very close, at least. Took me a while before I switched to Twitch, though. I was on livestream.com for the longest time. Like, I had a Twitch account. Like, I think my Justin TV account's from, like, 2010, but... Nuclear option. But yeah, I was on livestream.com for a while, and then I went to, Hitbox when they first came out. Before switching back to Twitch eventually after a couple years. Which, let me tell you, switching off of a platform everyone's using to a platform nobody's using is a bad idea. It took me years to, like, get my audience back. Even when I came back to Twitch. Don't do that. I remember typoing Hitbox and accidentally typing Hotbox a lot, and that was a porn site. So, not exactly what I was looking for. Oh, there's a whole ass other structure over there? That's the, like, buildings that's like the practice of burning building. Like, why the fuck would I want to clean that? Who cares? Of course it's going to be covered in soot. Why would I clean it? don't let me clean that. Rude. What are these events for? Because they're not for floods, they're too high up. Well, there's two of them. I mean, maybe, but there's two of them. It's a little weird. Like, they look like they're vents for an elevated building, but they're too high up. But again, it's a British game, so their venting rules might be completely different from what I'm used to. I'm used to federal floodplain management rules. Did you know I worked in NFIP flood insurance for a while? Which is kind of a redundant phrase, because National Flood Insurance Program flood insurance is what I just said. But yeah, I know what our venting rules are very well, because I was an underwriter, I was a compliance underwriter. Means I made sure the rules were followed correctly. They said they were too busy looking for the mayor's cat. It's a very slow town, apparently. Did I not clean the sides of the building? I thought I was done on the ground floor, but clearly not. What the hell? It's like every single building here is just dipped into like a mud pile. Someone has the most explosive diarrhea you ever did see in your life. I tell you what. I tell you what. Hey Midas, are you still here? What do you think the replayability is going to be for RE9? Since you've beaten it. Yeah, I've noticed that as the whole town's covered, except for these diners and stuff, so Sweden like over there looks fine. But yeah, some of these buildings just, boy howdy. I remember was RE3's remake, like I played through that game tons of times and just like 100%ed it. But it was also a lot shorter, like you could beat that game. I guess you can beat that game pretty quick too based on the times they have, but yeah. Or it's the kind of game where you just like play through it like 20 times or not. Yeah, I remember practicing for the like speed run of RE3's remake. That was pretty fun. Not too many games I ever enjoy even considering speedrunning. So far as the list has been RE3 Remake, La Milana, and Virtual Highlight. Along ones are like speedruns I used to do as a kid of Ocarina of Time, but that was much more casual. Oddly, like, as good as I am at Mario 64, I've never actually, like, attempted a, like, speedrun of it, where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna get all 120 stars in, like, a short amount of time. Like, I probably could, but I don't really want to. Since it blew off the windows. You can just be staying pretty blue. I've been told that eventually the game will explain why everything's so dirty in this world. Sworn I like cleaned all of this ground floor. I don't know what I was doing. I like cleaned some of it and just wander off like, yep, job's done. Apparently. What was this is done? Oh. Safest way to get onto a building. You jump. Yeah, I'm hoping with, right, it looks like I'm kind of getting close to the end of Dragon Quest 7, actually. Based on, like, it looks like disc 2 of it is not very long. One of those cases of, like, they just kind of ran out of space on one disc, and instead of, like, cutting a couple things, they just made a second disc for no particularly good reason. So disc 2 is basically like, here's the worlds that was in disc 1 plus like a couple of cutscenes. Kind of like what Final Fantasy 7 does with its disc 3, which is basically just the world plus like the final dungeon and some cutscenes. It's just like, yeah, I guess. But you probably could have been able to squeeze that on the 2 discs if you really wanted to. Or full didn't Legend Dragoon have like 4 discs? But it was annoying. And let me tell you why. Legend Dragoon didn't have its discs based on story, it had its discs based on location. So as you traveled around the world, you would have to switch discs to enter an area that you went back to. Instead of it just being like, here's this far in the story, so you're on this disc. You constantly had to switch discs around if you were like going around doing side quests and like looking for shit. Boy, this is a boring song for someone to pick. I love my 10-second loop over and over. How long is this gonna go for? Okay, it sounds like it's fading already. You know pasta's great. You know what's bad though? Like, thankfully I don't have celiac disease, but like gluten-free pasta is so expensive and you get less of it every time. It's like $50 more for like half the amount. I mean, sure, like, I don't know. It feels like there shouldn't be a tax for that sort of stuff, because that's what it is. It's just like a disability tax or a food intolerance tax. Hey, Koriku, how you doing? Oh. Watto, is this the water jet people? I'm having a frightful time with the ordinary. Any chance you could give it a quick whiz? Help notice that your ad says PowerWash. You do realize that involves hot water? You should change the wording on your ad to pressure wash unless you're planning an upgrade soon. So is power washing involved hot water? This is the first I've heard of it. Getting a new phone tomorrow, that's exciting. What kind? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's not. It's a tax in the American sense of a tax, where it's always an unwanted cost as opposed to something useful. Because in America, taxes don't actually benefit the populace in most of the time. If only they did. Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Like, there are exceptions, like, the county I'm in has a penny put on top of the sales tax, which they use for maintaining the roads specifically, and that's, actually really good, and that's why we have some of the best roads in the country, but, generally, it's poopy. New Samsung. They're up to 26, geez. I got away from Samsung because like 2 phones in a row I got from them were just like really bad. I got, actually no, I guess it was just one phone. It was the Note 9. The Note 9 was garbage. So I got a Motorola phone. Boy, let me tell you about garbage. I mean, it works, but technically, it's not like I ever play phone games or anything, but even just like using apps on it is kind of a crapshoot sometimes. But at least it works with my car, unlike the other phones. The Note 9 did not work with my car. It allegedly had Android Auto. It did not. Did not have functioning Android Auto. It had bullshit. But that's a few generations back now, I guess, at this point. They're up to 26. Are they just naming it by year now instead of, like, incrementing the numbers? Is that what's going on? I feel like a lot of stuff did that. They kind of gave up on, like, numberings or releases and just started using the year, which makes sense. Otherwise, it's just, like... It decreases the confusion, I guess. Did you know if you hold button during the ending, he walks funny in Mario World? What's wrong with this ladder? It's the underside. Not clean too well. It's a wall topper is clean. I think we need to put our engine back on. Starting to hit points where it's like not really reaching anymore. Imagine having dirt vision. Negative. Dirt vision derogatory. It's this wideband use a do. Not up here anyway. What kind of fun does everyone have these days? Because one thing I found out, so speaking of I was talking about the ID me thing earlier, like one of the things it actually requires is for you to have like the motion, like picture mode thing. Which my phone does not have. Like just straight up does not have. And it's not that it's only it's less than a 2-year-old phone at this point. It's a like a year and a few months old phone. And it just does not have that. It's just like, what kind of new ass technology are you expecting everyone to have to be able to just log into a basic government website, you assholes? Like, what are you doing? This roof is stinky. How, like, what must this grimy shit smell like? We're back on smells again. But like, for real, like, what does all this crud smell like? Does it smell like just dirt? Like actual, like, just ground dirt? Or does it smell like, is it all just shit? What is it? What is all this shit? Metaphorically and literally. I misread fire exit walls, vetted exit wall. It does take shit into shit. It takes shit into place dimension, yes. Thank you, brain. You've done well. You've done well for yourself. Today. Wanna watch a magic trick? Get out of here, I don't want you. Go back. I still remember the first time I grabbed one of those, I didn't even know it was in the map, and I just like grabbed it through a building, and I was just like, whoa, what is this thing? Rusted. Tin roof! Rusted. Lotion. Baby lotion. Sign says, stay away fools, cause love rules at the love shack. I don't know why I'm on that suddenly. I do too. It's not just the one song that everyone knows. I actually like quite a few of their songs. So I guess the Rock Lobster is like the one song everyone knows, but that's the ladies wanted to do Strange Wailings as a song. I like weird music in general. Which you would think would mean I'd like Claypool more, but... Or, Primus more, but... Alas. I like some stuff Claypool's been involved in, but not specifically Primus very much. This sucks. I hate this wall. Is this powerful enough to... No, ugh. Too much rust. Why, I've been playing too much Rust. Actually, you haven't been playing Rust lately because you've been obsessed with other stuff. As I think about it. That's true. Trying to get Midas to play Guild Wars 1 with me because they released that update to it at the end of last year. I have not been successful in getting that to happen, but yay. If anyone else is interested in doing Guild Wars 1, maybe. I did basically everything in Guild Wars 1 back in the day. Like, I did every map in hard mode, and I had almost all of the Hall of Monuments filled out. The only thing I didn't have going on, I think, was like all the shit you need ectoplasm for. Because I just kind of burnt out and grinding, didn't care that much. I had God walking amongst mere mortals, that was good enough for me. For some reason I just can't get into like any MMOs that's not FF14 anymore. Which is interesting because it took me a long time to get into an MMOs that wasn't Star Wars Galaxies for a long time. Which is a real problem when Star Wars Galaxy stopped existing. And it's interesting that I latched on to 14, which it took me a lot of tries to latch on to 14. Doc, it's Leonard calls Dad. Can you come round? I've got something filthy dirty for you. Like, it took me a lot of tries to get into 14. It wasn't until, I want to say Stormblood, that I, like, finally actually got into a proper... Like, until then, I just kind of kept plucking at it, and then leaving. I mean, Realm Reborn was rough, honestly. And Heaven's Word was still pretty rough, too. It wasn't really until they got rid of the stat allocation, because you used to have to allocate your own stats, which was weird. And if I recall right, the stats were based on the base profession. So, like, if you were doing Arcanist, you had to choose if you're going to allocate your stats around being a Scholar or a Summoner. Like, you couldn't just be good at bows, you had to pick. Yeah, they did. They had builds. You had to look up. It was like Ragnarok Online style allocation. Like it mattered. Nowadays it's just what gear stats do you pick and what materia do you slot into your gear, which is much less impactful. I remember the first time I like logged back in after being away for a while, because I'd like play for like a month and then go away for like a couple years and then come back and play for a month, basically. And I remember the one time I came back and I leveled up a job and went to allocate my stat points, and I was like, wait, how do I allocate my stat points? Because they had taken it away at that point. I didn't read patch notes back then, because I wasn't invested in the game. And so I was just like really confused. And I had to like ask like, how do I allocate my stat points? And people were like, that's been gone for like a year. It's like, oh, I see. Yeah, the spells were a lot different too. Like, White Mage had like there wasn't a barrier healer, at least at the start, because Astrologian didn't exist, and stuff. So you basically just had White Mage and Scholar. And I don't remember how Scholar was because I didn't have Scholar at the time. I played White Mage, but White Mage had like stone skin stuff that you just constantly put on people to like shield them from damage. And you had to do something called Cleric Stance to like switch between being a DPS and being a healer. Like you wouldn't do any damage unless you toggle Cleric Stance, and then you wouldn't heal anymore, but you'd be able to do damage. So you'd have to constantly switch back and forth. And if I remember right, it had a cooldown too, which is extra rude. So you had to like really know what the fuck you were doing, which strangely, White Mage back then was less stressful than playing White Mage and Shadowbringers. Playing White Mage and Shadowbringers was a fucking nightmare. It was actually why I quit being a healer, was because of Shadowbringers. Like, I healed all through all of the prior expansions, and Shadowbringers, I was just like, nope. Because Shadowbringers did the thing where you had to basically, like... Shadowbringers didn't do tells for, like, anything for some reason. And, So, like, if you didn't already nose a fight inside and out, you were going to die to it. And if you're the healers, that's a problem. And, like Shadowbringers was, like, the definition of, like, you should have known that attack was coming. How? By having already known. Like, you just straight up, like, that was the entirety of Shadowbringers. It sucks so much. And they reversed course on that was Endwalkers, thankfully, and it actually became reasonable again. But that, like, Shadowbringers was so fucking rough for healers if you were doing a dungeon for the first time. Because healers have the least amount of room for the mistakes. Because everyone's depending on you, and you're squishy as fuck. So, like, you fuck up, you're dead, and then everyone else is dead because of it. Like, the easiest job, unless you're doing a raid, the easiest job by far is a tank, because the tank, you can just not give a shit about mechanics half the time. The only thing with being a tank is everyone expects you to know the dungeon already, so it's like, going through a dungeon with bugs as your first time is also kind of obnoxious. But then, you know, you could do it as a DPS, but then DPS has queue time, so it's just like, there's always some downside to it. But once you've, like, done a dungeon once, you're pretty much good to do it as a tank, and after you've fucked up a few times, if it was a particularly complicated dungeon, then you'll probably be fine as a healer. That's how I look at it anyway. They introduced the ability to do most dungeons with NPCs, and I actually like that because it lets me learn the fights much more casually. And then when I do it with actual people, I already know, because it's like, especially because the NPCs are kind of bad at DPS. So you will see more as a fight than you'll probably see with other players. But it means you're prepared. Like, much more prepared. And if it's a weird mechanic, the NPCs just magically know what to do, so you can just kind of, like, if you don't understand what the mechanic is, you can just follow one of the NPCs and try to suss out what the fuck is happening. Yeah, you do need to, I mean, yeah, that is the thing, especially with, 14. I would say World of Warcraft's less that way now, because they kind of just skip over all the content and just have you do the newest expansion, but, like, 14, you want to do the current content unless you buy a skip, which I wouldn't really recommend, honestly, for your first time playing. Like, you're going to be going through, like, 6 expansions of stuff. I mean, which doesn't take as long as you would think, but it still takes a while. But 14's a lot more about the stories than anything else, so that makes sense to me. Well, I feel like World of Warcraft is, to me, it's less about the story and more about just doing shit with people. Which is probably why I don't like it as much. But yeah, I mean, once you're caught up in 14, like, it's a lot less time consuming. Even Yoshi P just is like, go do something else while you're waiting for content, you know? Like, they try to avoid having any entrapments that make you feel like you need to log in constantly. Unlike Guild Wars 2, which makes you feel like you have to play constantly, or else you're missing out on stuff. Sleepwalk Kokoriku. It looks like an ad break's happening too, so everyone take a stretch break, get some water. Go to sleep if that's what you're doing. I'll see you in a moment. Ah. Alright, welcome back, everybody. Last time we were cleaning this thing, and we're still cleaning it. Do I have to cleanse the inside too? I bet I do. Oh boy. Alright, we'll do the outside first. Oh, it's very tall. What are you saying? You had a fun year playing 14 with friends and only friends? And then you hopped off, now you're good. I mean, yeah, MMOs aren't for everyone. And having just, like, a brief code experience is, you know, definitely worth it. I mostly play 14 solo because, no one else I know plays it. Like, that's really all it boils down to. So I just do shit like, Eureka, like Stormblood's Eureka and stuff, which doesn't really require, like, it requires coordination, but it doesn't require you to have, like, friends with you. But I don't do, like, raiding and stuff, because that requires you to get, like, a dedicated group that actually gives a shit, and I don't give a shit. So, it's not right for me. I don't want to have to be locked into, like, here's raid night, you have to raid, you have to practice, and if you fuck up, it fucks everyone up, and it's like, or not. I could just not do that. I've done hard mode, like the hard mode bosses occasionally during content. That's like the closest. Yeah, well, when I say raid, I mean like the 8-man, like you have to do everything perfectly and be like the best of the best with your job, or else everyone fails. Yeah, that's what, when I say raiding, I don't mean like the story raids. I mean like, yeah, exactly. The story raids are fine. I think most of them are a little too long, personally. Like, that's that's why I'm like one of the few that actually likes the Crystal Tower raids, because Crystal Tower doesn't take 2 years to do. It just takes like 15 minutes. Most of the raids are like, yeah, you're gonna be here for like at least half an hour to 45 minutes, probably. And it's just like, I don't know. I just don't prefer the later style raids as much. They're fine, it's just not really my thing. But you know, like I said, there's a content I like doing. The content I like doing is stuff like you know, Eureka and PvP. I actually do a lot of PvP in that game. But I did a lot of PvP in Guild Wars 2 also. I love World vs. World in Guild Wars 2. And I did the ranked PvP occasionally also, so less often. But I was okay at it. I did enough to get like finishers I wanted, and then I kind of just like moved. So I imagine there's a lot more there now, because I stopped playing Guild Wars 2 like 11 years ago now. I think it was either 10 years ago or 11 years ago. I know it was like shortly after I got the job that I started working at the place I work at now. Because I just didn't have time for that kind of game. Because that was the thing too, is like I said earlier, Guild Wars 2 kind of demanded you logged in every day. It seems like it's less bad about that now. So it still has like dailies and shit, but it doesn't seem like it's as bad about it as it was like around Heart of Zorns especially. What does heroic fanfic have to do with anything? That seems like such a non sequitur. And there's always role players, but like, if the entire population of the game was role players, then no one would ever, like, nothing would ever happen. Huh. There are websites for that. You don't need to pay a large company to play an MMO to do what you could do on just a website. Get a Discord. I almost recommended getting an F list, but I don't really think anyone should get an F list actually. Yeah, I remember when I first played Chrono Trigger, and I thought Zaya was the coolest place ever, but also like I mentioned before, I love floating islands, like especially when I was playing Kid Chameleon. Like, something about floating islands, I'm just always like, oh, it's so cool, oh, you know. Oh, you don't like 14's writing very much? Realm Reborn's writing is pretty goofy. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. Realm Reborn is rough. That's why it took me so long to even, like, stick with the game. I didn't, like, consistently stick with the game until, like... It actually was when Endwalker was almost out, is when I actually started sticking with the game, so that's how long it took me. I think it's all pretty bad. Huh. That was interesting. I mean, it's no Terry Pratchett, but, like, better than, like, Robert Jordan's works, in my opinion. And that's someone who liked Wheel of Time, like, coming from someone who liked Wheel of Time, you know? Even if half the dialogue, half the writing was just about whether the girls cross their arms under or over their breasts. Oh, you don't read? Oh, okay, yeah, I almost exclusively read fantasy, so I mean that would explain why you don't like the writings, and if you don't like fantasy. I mean, no, Wheel of Time's actually considered like a pretty good series. I mean, he died, and Sanderson ended up finishing the series, but I don't know, that's just interesting to me, because, like, of the MMOs that have had stories, F14's is by far, like, the most coherent. I mean, that's the thing, is, with MMOs, there has to be some genericacy, because the avatar is you, and they don't know you. So, like, you can't be too specific with, like, the inner motivations of a character, besides just, there's a hero, because they can't read your mind. You can thank Ultima Online for that. Well, what are you talking about, then? Because, like, the twins definitely have a lot of character growth. Justinian has character growth. Like, all the Scions have tons of character growth. Even the villains have a ton of character growth. There's a reason everyone loves MXL. Like, MXL had a ton of character growth, especially in Endwalker. He got his whole backstory in Shadowbringers, so... Hello, cat. Have you been fed? You're not screaming at me, so I'm gonna assume you have. must have missed something on that floor since it's not done. Okay. Sort of all the same. Outside builder. Can't be that much dirt. Like, that's a good chunk of percentage that's saying I'm missing. Oh, this is part of the top floor too. Oh, okay. I don't know if I would agree with that. It's more of a landing than a floor, but you know. Oh, this part is the top floor also wide. Okay. Outside. I guess here's the question is how much do firefighters clean up their burn towers? Cause like, isn't it like, is it something that's like, I guess if it's a constant structure, not like a temporary structure for it, like I guess they would clean it up to some extent, but I feel like they wouldn't like make it spotless, you know? Seems like unless they're just like really bored that day, I guess. I don't know, I never worked as a firefighter. No Kevin Ty or Randolph Mantus. They never actually worked as one-izer, but they were offered jobs because the training they received was actually like enough that they could have done it for real. And they were like, no, that's entirely too much work. Like doing that over just acting. Which, like, fair. For sure. This drill tower is terrible. Drill tower should feel bad. That's what I say. A dirty, dirty tower. I remember some weird fantasy stories I remember reading as a kid. And I have no idea what the series are anymore. And honestly, there was kind of shit I shouldn't have been reading as a kid anyway. Libraries did not age gate at all books, and I don't think as like an 8-year-old I should have been reading about books where sex occurs and stuff, but oh well. You know. It happens. But I guess that's more as a parent's job, but you know, parents back then and now don't really police anything. It wasn't on purpose, but it was like I didn't like it had some heavy topics in it, like unpleasant topics in it. It's that I didn't understand it all because I was, you know, fucking 8 years old and I did not understand what it was even trying to say happened half the time. But yeah, I have no idea what that book series was called though, and I'm kind of curious to try and figure out what it was someday. But then I also read shit like Dune, and that's, I remember reading through, like, fucking God Emperor of Dune when I was, like, a preteen. And that is probably the driest book I've ever actually finished, was God Emperor of Dune. Because I tried to read, when I was in high school, I tried to read Moby Dick, and I probably got about, I want to say I probably got about halfway through it, maybe less, but I gave it a good try. And fucking Moby Dick is just so fucking boring. And maybe I would enjoy it more being a bit more, like, culturally literate now than I would have been as a teenager. But it's still, like, it's just a rough read. I don't think I'd want to ever read God Emperor of Dune again, so... Like, it's literally a book where nothing happens until the very end. Like, it sets up a lot of stuff. It's you know, like, what's happened in that book, or more specifically what happened in the prior book, is very impactful on that universe, but... Ugh. And then I tried to read Chapter House, and that was even worse somehow. I did not finish Chapter House. Because at that point, it was like, it was just off the rails at that point, too. Like, God Emperor was already off the rails, and then it, like, dialed it up to 11 somehow. It's just like, man, what are you doing? I like too that it's like computers are illegal, but cloning and stuff like that is just a-okay in the Dune universe. Technology's fine as long as the calculations are being done by a person. All technology is okay as long as a dude on drugs is doing the calculations for you. Which is what the Mentats were. They were just dudes that were just like high on spice 24/7. Not as much as the guild navigators, but still, like, they were just high on spice all the fucking time. Every time you need a calculation, don't you just ask your siblings that's always on weed, high on weed, just being like, yeah, man, that sounds like it's probably 7 or something. Alright, see you later. is still... I wonder how much of the Chrono Trigger music is going to get DMCA'd by random jackoffs. Can't fucking trust anything. It's like, it's such a joke. Like, the whole DMCA system is such a fucking joke on YouTube. Especially because they don't actually, like... Honestly, they don't even actually go through the DMCA process correctly at all. Like, they just... it's annoying. It's just annoying, and it doesn't make any sense how they handle it. And I'm amazed they've been allowed to handle it incorrectly for as long as they have. I mean, technically, like, this music, I don't have any claim of fair use over or anything. Like, I'm not playing a video game with this music in it. I'm not doing any transformative work with this music's from, because I'm playing PowerWash Simulator, not Chrono Trigger. But, like, the main complaint is that, like, somebody who doesn't own the music of Chrono Trigger can claim it. And you just have to put up with it. Like, that's the problem. That's what I'm actually complaining about. Like, if, you know, Square Enix came over and was like, hey, we don't want you using the Chrono Trigger music, it's like, okay, fair. But, like, fucking random German dude with a blown-out microphone says, hey, I made this, and it's just like, YouTube's like, yeah, you did. Obviously. And everyone should be aware of this and should have known better. Or, like, with the fucking Zelda 1, like, overworld music, it's just like, some DJ's like, yeah, I made this, and it's like, did you? It's like, excuse me? Like, that's the ones I usually get hit by, or, like that. It's usually Legend of Zelda overworld music, or it's, the ending music to Link to the Past, which is why I either use an MSU or I, like, fast forward through the ending music of Link to the Past every time. Because, like, someone who has no connection to any of these companies, like, it'll tell you what video is, like, claiming they claimed it, and you'll listen to it, and it's just like someone like over their fucking music, and it's like, yeah, this is the original version. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what's the like, and it's just like, and then to dispute it, you have to, like, give your full legal name. And these motherfuckers are never going to actually respond to this dispute, so you have to wait 30 days for it to clear. Which is why I usually try to keep my uploads, like, a bit out, so that it has time to clear the bullshit DMCA things. Because there's always one. Oh yeah, Mario 64 also. Mario 64, the water level music, that one always gets claimed by just some random asshole too. That's the other one. Which is why I usually, like, either mute it or, like, sing over it if I can to try and, like, trick the DMCA. Like, the automated DMCA, because it's being falsely flagged, always. Like, the only time I've ever gotten a real flag from an actual, like, composer, I think is Dragon Quest. I've been hit by Dragon Quest for the actual composer a couple of times. And, like, I think it was once for credits, and then one time for the title screen music for 7, which is why I don't play the title screen music on 7 anymore. But, like, that I can argue fair use, because, it, you know, its gameplay with commentary is somewhat transformative. So, that usually goes fine. Plus, again, no one ever fucking checks the DMCA, like, rebuttals anyway, so it's always just nothing happens every time. You just wait 30 days and then it just clears on its own, and it's just like, thanks for wasting my time. I'm glad we did this. Can't wait to do it again tomorrow. Man, this tower's dirty as fuck still. I feel like I've been on this tower longer than I was on the rest of the fire station. Whee! My legs are invincible. Do not worry yourself, for I have legs of steel. Sounds like ActRaiser again. Not sure though. ActRaiser is one of those games where I kind of wish the city building part of it was fleshed out a bit better. And there was left. Like, if they had made, like... I mean, I guess it would have been a little bit dry just to have the city building part and not the combat part, but, like, if they had made, like, a more fleshed out version of that city building part, I think that would be, like, a pretty neat game, or at least it would have been back then, when, like, SimCity was still novel. Maybe. I've never played too many, I mean, I've played a few tower defenses, but it's never been particularly my thing. I guess it depends on, like, if it changes how you have to build the city. Because if it changes how you have to build the city, I wouldn't like it as much. Well, it has to. Soul Seraph? I'm not familiar with that one. Oh, okay. Is it also on Super Nintendo, or is it, like, on something else? Oh, okay, okay. Guys, that reminds me, I don't remember what I was watching, but I was watching some video, and at one point they mentioned Earth 2150, and they were like, yeah, no one played that game, and I was like, I'm just like, man, everyone in my fucking high school plays that game, like, everyone I knew plays that game. Like, more people played that game than fucking StarCraft at my school. You know? So it was just funny, like, just how different stuff can be depending on the region, because, like, that was just the games that got shared around. Because, of course, you know, no one was actually buying them. back then. It's just whoever had a disc and shared it around for everyone. And that was the ones that happened to be picked. Now, whether it was better than StarCraft, probably not, but... Hey, Amanda, how you doing? Definitely wasn't balanced in a way that really made much sense, in my opinion, but... I guess StarCraft really isn't either, if you really get down to it. It's pretty impossible to balance something when you make the different factions just completely different from each other. It's not like Civ, where it's just like, you get like a special unit or something. Of course, Civ's not a real-time strategy game, it's turn-based, but so it's a little bit of an apples to oranges, you know. So the general gist of like the way they do the balance. Did a Civ 7 come out? I never even played Civ 6. Or if I did, I did not play it very long. I feel like a Civ 7 came out at some point too. Was that like any good? Civ 5 was like Civ 4 and 5 were like my bread and butter for a long time. Everyone hated it? Oh no. That's so sad. Like, how do you make something like as addictive as Civ 5 and to a lesser extent Civ 4 and then like just flop so much 2 times in a row? Because I don't know of anyone who really likes 6 either. Office. You do know some 6 fans? Okay. None of these office ones. A dirty, dirty bitch. It must be one I can't see from here. Oh. Okay, I'm seeing something cerebral. What office wall am I seeing from upstairs that's dirty? Yeah, most I know is that liked 5 a lot. When 6 came out, they fell off of it pretty hard. Oh my god. Very silly. Hey, if any chance you can come hose down our spare trucks, Mayor Tyrannus ragged over here. Everyone's wanting me to wash their vehicles. That's one hell of a job, thank you. I gotta say, there's been a lot of talk in the community about the quality of your work, and for one person who loves staying around spraying water and stuff to another, you have our respect as well as some of our taxes. Alright. We want to oh my god, a penny farthing? I have to clean it. Came a cropper on the old bicycle. Seems an element of rust may have crept in and seized up the ruddy stop blocks. Gives the old boy a quick wish and there's a penny bit in it for you. Time for the prisoner. The only other thing you need is to have a giant balloon smother you constantly. And everyone being afraid of a giant balloon. I love that giant balloon. It's so good. It's so stupid. It's so dumb, but it's so cool. It's actually not cool, it's just dumb. I'll take getting smothered by a balloon any day. Yeah, you've been y'all have been watching The Prisoner lately, haven't you? I don't know if you've been around for that. I haven't been because I, you know, I'm not around during that, but I know that community has been watching it, or at least was a couple weeks ago. I just remember commenting about the giant balloons, and then immediately afterwards the giant balloons came. The only reason I think it was Prisoner is because, like, the emblem for it is a penny farthing. Which, what a dangerous ass bike to ride on. I remember talking to a coworker of mine that had one of these and also knew how to ride a unicycle. And he mentions that of the, like, different things he's ridden on, like, this is the most dangerous by far, because if something goes wrong, you're kind of fucked. But, like, with a unicycle, if you're going to, you know, if you're losing balance, you're going to crash, you just step off of it. Like, it's not a big deal, you just step off of it. grab it and step off of it, you know? No big deal. You're not going that fast on a fucking unicycle. This thing, it's like, you're way the fuck up here, what are you gonna do? You're gonna eat shit, that's what you're gonna do. Hey, Daiquiri. What a tremendous job. He's come out an absolute dream. If he didn't ride so beautifully, I'd flog him to a museum. Alright, Grandpa Miller's truck. Or car. Oh my god, Zen will do a fire truck. Hello, Doc. I hope you're as good with cars as you are with houses, because I've got my old wagon out of the garage and it's dirty as in a dung beetle Christmas list. It still turns over fine, but I'm not taking Dolores out for a spin till it's as gleaming as she is. Thanks, Leonard. My finds the odd streaky line where Bert tried to clean it was his power wash or dribble wash or more like haha. Bye, Jimneys, that's right. I used to race this beast all over. It's got a grunt like an angry rhino. Heck, I won the 1989 Race of Champions in it. Racing Team. I love Racing Team. No, I didn't. Well, I watched that on TV. Where are you, Gearhead Gertie? Get out of here. Hey, Dirt! Oh, do they use all caps a lot? What? Get lost, would ya? What the fuck is this man talking about? Yeah, I unfortunately do not have any elderly relatives to know about that. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! How long will you be? I was thinking of taking the car for a tear up down the old abandoned sewer system. What? Broski, I've been here for like a minute. Calm down. Brotato. Brosif. Hey, DeBlaze Club, how you doing? Welcome to Moist Monday, where everything is moist. You're doing guts. I'm always doing guts. Especially wagging it. Or Stucks. Kind of worse, Lenny. Certainly not going to be turning up down the sewer system. We'll be sticking to Main Street for now. You're out here. Racing team. Just any old racing team. It could be you, it could be me. You're at here. Your racing team here. Can you handle it? The questions that should always be asked anytime I'm around. Can you handle it? As I approach you. That light should be cleaner. There we go. Cleaning yourself. What did you do to this car to get it so covered in rust? Oh yeah. Spray it straight in. Definitely not a cover on this for any reason. Good scoop. Good scoop, afraid to leave it scoop. Bonnet. I love Bonnet. How do you even see that indicator? Is that such a weird spot for an indicator? You'd have to, like, I guess it's useful if you're on the side and you notice as they're turning towards you, but like, from the front, unless there's a separate front indicator, it doesn't look like it though. It'd be weird if like the headlight blinked. Like, damn, I want to turn left, but I can't see shit half the time. Dude, I thought this car was going to be like fun and quick, but it's actually kind of annoying. Because all of it's like rust that I have to use this tiny spray on. Wait, this fucking wheel still burns. Probably one. What's that? I mean, it's not because it's not destroyed, but I know y'all have like that race style where it's just like a circular track and the cars just all crash into each other after like a few laps. I don't remember what that's called, but I know it's like very uniquely British. Like not demolition derby, but like an actual like circular track. You want to be more specific than car and windows? Like which windows? Turbo fast car. Docs, the car looks so fresh. You are a superstar. Ha ha. I cannot wait to see old Bird's face when me and Dolores streak past his front yard and he sees what a power washing pro can do. I've decided he's a robot now. FA, we're currently down at Aquwood Falls, about to risk life and limb because someone thinks they saw the mayor's cat licking its paw under the waterfall. It's got to stop, and I've had a brainwave. Brings the old truck out from his garage, give it a clean up, and sends the recruits out on that wild goose chase while the rest of us get on with all the proper jobs. It's hella filthy, but if you could do your zing and make it sparkling, the mayor would never tell the difference. Thanks, pal. Yeah, it's not, I remember I had a coworker that showed it to me a while back, but, like, that would have been quite a while back. Fire rescue. Oh no, you're gonna make me use the funny nozzle again. I'm sad. Ugh. At least I can clean those lights real fast. That feels good. That's gonna require the super nozzle again. What did you do? I feel like that mirror is not far out enough. Like, you're not gonna see shit. That is the wimpiest fire engine mirror I've ever seen. Yeah. A good thing, I guess probably the operator here isn't wearing a respirator usually. What's the driver of the engine's called? They have a special name, I don't remember what it is. You know, there's a series that the cat's not really missing. The engineer. I think there's the engineer. Because the driver's usually who's operating this shit too. The engineer. That's the mayor using it as a distraction device so no one notices all that pipeline. I'll clean your apparatus. Oh. is this back part clean so easy? Guess it's less dirty because it's on the back. Oh, the dirty, dirty hose. I wouldn't want to be in play with a dirty hose. I mean, I wouldn't want to have a dirty hose save me. Yeah, that's what I meant. Does not want to, like, hit that spot correctly for some reason. I'm a little weird about it. Hey bud, do you know if Zamir's cat's still missing? I'm up at the volcano and I think I see him on the outer rim. I'm going for a closer look. It's a volcano. What volcano? There's no fucking mountains around here. What are you talking about, volcano? Get out of here. Apparently. Actually just like a kid's like science project volcano. These mirrors are not far out enough to actually give visibility. Go ahead and do that. The truck's starting to look like a truck. Like an engine. Hey Doc, I have a lovely little job for you up at the house when you're free. No weird stuff, promise. I'm concerned that there's going to be weird stuff. Definitely Ulysses, I can see his funny leg. I mean, all cats have a funny leg. They're always leg-exceptional. Why would a cat hang out 10 feet from a lava flow, though? As that say, police rules, fire rules, I guess. I missed part of it because I cleaned it too early. Because that's the world's best log fire. Might be. Yeah, I haven't played Illusion of Gaia, or maybe I have. I always get Illusion of Gaia mixed up with another game. I'm always thinking it's a game where you like enter those like shadow zones and transform into a different dude. And I don't remember what that one was called. It might be Illusion of Gaia, it might be something else. I always get it wrong though. I like vaguely remember that game because I remember a friend of mine showing me that game. I didn't play very much of it, but it like kind of just stuck in my memory. Okay, it might be that one then. Like, do you transform to just like a taller dude with a sword, for example? The shadow zone's also like where you save. Okay, yeah, so I actually got it right for once. Damn. And was in a Whisper of Ulysses now. Why would you name your cat Ulysses if you're, like, British? Like, man, I love that Union General. Is that President? We're up on Zalcrown. Mount Rushless is rumbling more than ever. Huh? Always been a dog man, now I know why. What are you talking about, my dude? I'm generally probably... I like cats and dogs. I probably like dogs slightly more. I definitely understand cats a bit better nowadays than I used to. Like, I've always had cats and dogs as a kid. But the cats were always just, like, kind of aloof and outside, so I didn't really understand, like, their body language or anything very well until I got PB. Well, dogs I can, like, read like a book. But where I live currently, like, having a dog would be a nightmare. Because I live in a multi-unit building, so you have to take one, they have to be small, and two, I'd have to take them down an elevator multiple times a day to go outside. Still can't use fire trucks. Gonna buy the original fire trucks that they use in emergency. That did get sold at one point, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know who owns it right now. Probably Jay Leno or something stupid. The original engine. Didn't even have a roof on it, it was like a fucking engine you'd see in a Humphrey Bogart movie. Why is this ladder being such a pain in the ass? Thank you. Ran when parked. I just like how sad they always sounded because they're siren, like the ones that had a siren, because a lot of them just had a bell someone was ringing, but later on once they had a siren it was tied to the engine movement, and so as it slowed down it was just like so sad. Dinner scene is like, so I have that 2-hour like Genesis playlist, and it's like every single one of the songs is like from a different game. And then like the SNES one here is just like all of it's from like Chrono Trigger or like Illusion of Gaia or something, and like it's all from like the same like 3 games, it feels like. It's like, I mean, I know those games had like stellar soundtracks, but it's like, man, like there had to be other good music, right? What's up? Where is this bonkers? I need to play that with Midas sometime. I bet he'd love it. Oh, right. Yeah, the main thing is just figuring out a better setup for playing co-op games while sitting in the same location. I mean, I guess I could use, like, Parsec or something, whatever it is people use to, like, simulate being on the same computer, but he's, like, right there. I can just have him in the same room as me, you know? It feels silly to do that. Oh yeah, F5 music. I think it's the second time it's had F5 music. I wasn't expecting this fire truck to be such an annoyance to clean also. Fire engine. When I say fire truck, it's an engine. Like how they're not firemen or firefighters, because firemen are who shovels the coal into the trains. Male fighters, yeah. Male Fighter sounds like it would be like an Aquabat song. Probably just because I'm thinking of Shark Fighter. Does that POTUS song instead. Some postman is rude to our love letters. Be clean, I insist. Oh no. glare makes it kind of hard to see the dirt spots. Steps? What's what handle? This handle? Apparently there's 3 handles that are dirty somewhere. Oops. Oh hey. Are these steps? I guess I wouldn't call these steps. I mean, does that make sense? There's handles some okay. You don't see that. Now you're fine. Got you. Aha! We did it. That one took a bit longer than expected. FA, you're a legend. That's absolutely pristine. Even the rust gone. That should get some air off our backs for a while, which means we can all get back to doing the jobs we're paid for. Thanks, pal. Right, we are not cleaning the recreation video today. We're going to quit out. But thanks for coming, everyone. I hope you all had a good time. New here, please drop a follow. I, of course, have the Discord, my socials, you can read out of placers if you want, career time forums, all that good stuff. The Discord's pretty chill. I do my stream announcements there, and of course on my socials. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with some more Dragon Belly Quest, and then Thursday I think I'm gonna play Sonic Adventure 2 again. Maybe we'll see how I feel. But yeah, thanks for joining me on another Moist Monday. I'll see you next time.